fresh haircut. So yeah, something that I don't think gets talked about quite enough is how different it feels working out on gear versus off gear, right? So I thought I would talk about like my first experience with anadrol, because anadrol is such a deadly compound. You know, it's super strong, it comes on quick, and it makes you feel like a freaking Greek god. You know what I mean? Especially because like it's DHT, so it makes you feel, it enhances all your masculine features, you know? Like it basically makes you feel like your masculinity just comes out tenfold. And I noticed it like, because when I was using it, it was kind of in like the college days, right? I wasn't in college, but I was living in a frat house kind of situation with my buddies, and we were all selling dope full time and just kind of doing like whatever the hell we wanted. And we were having chicks over every night, we were partying, not drinking all the time. I'm pretty sure like the 4 weeks that I was on anadrol, I wasn't drinking. But after those 4 weeks I was drinking, so I was still on test. So I was just sauced right out, drinking, hooking up with chicks. And now it's like, I just went to go get my haircut, and I saw this guy, you might as well call him a kid. He was the same age that I was when I did my anadrol and test cycle. He's got a full beard, but Mummy was telling the barber what kind of haircut he wants. So I'm just like, what is going on in the world? That kid needs some anadrol and test, and to like get kicked out of Mommy's house and have to go stay at the homeless shelter, because it's like there's so many Mommy's boys around nowadays, and like none of these guys, like they're all virgins. You look at them and you just know they're awkward, weird virgins. They have no drive to go hook up with chicks because they have like such low self-esteem, they feel like they can't. So instead of doing a cycle and caring about how they look and wanting to get huge, like when I was his age, 19, 20, I wanted to get jacked, I wanted to get huge. I was like telling people I was on gear before I was even on gear. You know what I mean? I was like threatening people, oh, I'm on the roids, you can't be selling dope around here, I'm gonna go come thump you out, right? You're gonna get a knuckle sandwich. So I ended up on like 100 milligrams of anadrol, and it was strong. It came on quick. Like I started at 25 and then I went up to 50 week 2. Week 3 I was at 100, and I stayed at 100 for like 2 weeks. Super strong stuff, and like I got huge. I remember week 3 looking in the mirror, the testosterone was just starting to kick in at 500 milligrams a week, and it's like my biceps and shoulders were bulging, and I'll never forget that, and how good I felt. And like, you're hooking up with a chick and you're like, it just feels like a drug, you know what I mean? But when you come off, you lose it. Like I remember I came off way too fast, I didn't cycle down, I just kind of stopped, and I started using a little bit of Arimidex. This was like my first ever cycle, and God, it was terrible. I lost my libido, lost my motivation, my drive. I didn't go to the gym for like 2 or 3 months. And yeah, just that's the brutal thing about orals, right? You inflate, then you deflate, and it's just such a messed up mental thing, because you're watching yourself get smaller by the day, and it's just so brutal. So I think like you're way better off doing injectables, because it comes on slower, but you can stay on it for longer, put more mass on, and just being able to stay on it longer is the best, right? So when you come off orals, it's noticeable. But yeah, the strength was insane. I remember my strength going up like within a week like crazy, the pump, the recovery. So yeah, I want to start talking about more kind of stories like this because yeah, it was a good time, and it's always made, anytime I've done anadrol, it's been a good time. So anyway, that's the anadrol story. So hope you like it. I'll start telling more stories like this as we go.